Let me give you one piece of advice. Be honest. He knows more than you can imagine.
Just like Morpheus, the character in the movie The Matrix, Plato's Symposium, which is a dialogue between Athenian men that was created in 385 BC, poses a question for readers and viewers. The questions that are posed encourage viewers to think deeply and gain insight, similar to being in the presence of the sage masculine archetype. Sage men are your deep thinkers, book lovers, plant zaddies, archaeologists, writers, comedians, thought leaders, journalists, rappers, and many, many more. Sages are recognized by their strong sense of self, individualistic nature, and their desire to share wisdom with others. In Plato's Symposium, Socrates says the difference between a sage and a philosopher was that the sage has what the philosopher seeks. While analyzing the concept of love, Socrates concludes love is that which lacks the objects it seeks. Therefore, the philosopher does not have the wisdom sought, while the sage, on the other hand, does not love or seek wisdom, for it's already possessed. End quote. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today, we're talking about the sexy sage masculine archetype. You didn't hear this from me, but them sages, they kind of freaky. Okay, I heard they some freaks. Anyways, let's examine some of the sage's characteristics and what feminine archetypes they will be attracted to. The sage can show up in many ways. The most obvious example is the enlightened man, a man who is moral, wise, and compassionate. He is committed to his routine, his health, and his devotion to God. You could also say he floats above the fray, and you won't usually see him in groups, gangs, or joining a sorority. You could say his energy is similar to the recluse. Sage men don't like groupthink or the facade of group dynamics. But unlike the recluse men, they enjoy connection, conversation, and sharing their insights. So I don't think they'll be totally introverted like a recluse, or yeah, just very introverted like a recluse. In film, we may see him depicted as a barefoot man who is devoted to leaving behind all his worldly possessions, transcending the ego, and on a search for solving the mysteries of life. He is unconcerned about status, consumerism, or bumping egos with the kings or magicians. Social media picks up on this characteristic a lot. They often correlate homeless looking rappers with creating profound rap records. And that is only one side of the sage man, though. The other side is of the court jester. In post classical and Renaissance eras, jesters were members of the monarch, employed to entertain the royal court. But here's the thing about jesters, they were allowed royal protection from criticism because they were considered the monarch's and royal court's entertainment. This gives them full license to use jokes and sarcasm and mocking as a way to hide hidden truths. And they were able to get away with it because kind of what they talked about wasn't taken seriously. This reminds me so much of Jim Carrey and Cat Williams' energy, which both of them have the sage in their psyche. Mostly, a strong sage is going to be obviously Jim Carrey, who, when you hear him talk and hear him speak, he has so much profound wisdom and knowledge besides just being funny. In terms of attraction, sages will be attracted to other sages. Now, not necessarily on a romantic level, but the battling of the minds is going to be really intriguing to them. I also see a sage and mother pairing. Now, this seems kind of weird, but it's going to be the perfect dynamic because the normal power dynamics and butting of heads that you normally see in male and female relationships, the sage and the mother won't have. The sage will be very firm in his fatherly energy, and the mother will love being doting over her children and being feminine and womanly. So this is also a good pairing, as well as the lover.